Nothing sounds quite like the Lexus LFA. With a soundtrack like that and futuristic supercar looks, the LFA must have flown off the sales floor. Well, as it turns out, the story is a little more complicated than that, so buckle yourselves in.
It's like giving myself a prostate exam.
Because you're watching QuattroCam. My name is Alex, and this is everything that made the Lexus LFA so special.
I'm going to say it. It's the best car I've ever driven. It really is.
The Lexus LFA was an ambitious departure for the Japanese luxury car brand, better known for its refined and reliable, yet sometimes boring cars. When it debuted in 2010, after a decade of development, this limited edition exotic supercar made a striking statement that Lexus could produce a vehicle to rival the likes of Ferrari and Lamborghini, with visually striking elements like its stacked rear tailpipes, Formula 1 level engineering under the carbon fiber skin, and a bespoke 4.8-litre V10 hand-built by Yamaha engineers that screamed to an astronomical 9,000 RPM redline. The LFA signalled Lexus's arrival into the rarefied air of six-figure supercars. It may surprise some of you to learn that the LFA project started all the way back in the year 2000. As one of Japan's youngest luxury automakers at the time, Lexus had a vision to develop a high-performance halo model that could match the offerings from German rivals like Porsche, Mercedes, and BMW. The original LFA prototype shared literally nothing with the radical production car we know today. It utilised a front-mounted 4-litre V8 engine, producing around 400 horsepower, a far cry from the bespoke 4.8-litre V10 masterpiece to come. The styling was also much more conservative than the signature avant-garde shapes crafted by Lexus. So why did it take 10 years for the futuristic LFA to reach production readiness? It may have had something to do with Lexus engineers having no previous experience in developing a ground-up supercar. Sure, they could lean on their Toyota counterparts, but those also hadn't been in the supercar space since their 2000 GT of the late 60s. As a result, they greatly underestimated the challenges involved with selecting exotic materials and crafting unique components that had to meet the LFA's exacting performance targets. Carbon fiber construction techniques proved especially tricky to master.
It was the first time the workers had touched carbon, and everything about it was difficult for the workers.
However, through determined iteration year after year, the LFA gradually took shape, transitioning from conservative origins into Le Mans prototype-inspired carbon fiber masterpiece. Lexus worked extensively with exotic material suppliers to refine technical details most luxury automakers would never have encountered before. When the production-ready LFA finally debuted in a shower of flashes at the 2009 Tokyo Motor Show, it looked like nothing else on the road. Its styling looked forward to a distant future, pairing conceptual sci-fi shapes with visible F1 technology, all stemming from the humble Toyota corporate mothership. This unlikely backstory just makes the LFA even more lovable, an underdog of sorts in the supercar ranks. Speaking of underdogs, our channel is just a little over 1 year old, yet only a small percentage of you have subscribed. So if you haven't, and you've enjoyed our videos, please consider subscribing. It really means a lot to everybody involved. So while the Lexus LFA seemed to come out of nowhere when it debuted, a closer look at its advanced engineering features reveals specs rivaling the most established exotic supercar rivals. One thing that makes the LFA stand out from the others is what's under the hood. Lexus partnered with Yamaha to make a unique driving experience centered around the journey, tapping into the senses of the driver and bringing them closer to the action than ever before. Tuning engineers spent years tirelessly perfecting the engine and exhaust notes to fit this vision. The reward for such meticulous dedication? An incomparable sonic payoff spanning the entire rev range. Low idle rumbles transition to forceful mid-range wails before climaxing in a spine-tingling 9,000 RPM scream. And uniquely, Lexus adjusted the acoustic control valve to intensify sound levels specifically within the cabin. This directs that sweet V10 tone right towards the driver and passenger for an intoxicating in-car performance. The 553 horsepower, 4.8-litre naturally aspirated V10 wasn't just remarkably powerful and deafening, it was also extraordinarily lightweight and compact, a masterpiece of packaging efficiency. Its 155 horsepower per litre made it one of the most powerful engines in a production car, made from magnesium, aluminium and titanium. The 1LR GUE engine found in the LFA had the dimensions of a traditional V8, but weighed the same as a V6. In fact, the This bespoke engine shared almost no parts or characteristics with any existing Toyota engine. It used a 72-degree angle for its cylinder banks, enabling optimum balance, making this V10 one of the smoothest engines ever made. Lexus engineers also made the unconventional decision to position the entire power plant behind the front axle, enabling an optimal 48-52 front-rear weight distribution balance. This was made possible by the removal of the wet sump. Instead, a race-inspired dry sump was fitted. It also featured intelligent variable valve timing on both intake and exhaust, meaning 90% of that 553 horsepower was available from as low as 3,700 RPM. This same level of cutting-edge engineering extended to the LFA's stunning carbon fiber reinforced polymer and aluminium chassis construction. Its Formula One derived CFRP center tub offered featherweight agility, stiffened by metal subframes front and rear. Notably, Lexus chose to leave sections of the chassis fully exposed, rather than hiding it under underbody or cladding. The visual carbon fiber weave, especially on the roof section, provided an unmistakable racing pedigree. Lexus lavished similar levels of attention upon the LFA's finely tuned dynamic systems, including unique all-aluminium double wishbone suspension setups, custom designed in partnership with legendary racing dampener manufacturer Yamaha. Every component maximized dynamic response and the connection between road, surface, and driver. Through these cutting-edge engineering advancements, seemingly no area of the LFA's performance capabilities was left untouched by Lexus engineers. Given its exotic proportions and obsessive details, the LFA unsurprisingly carried an elite price tag. When new, it retailed between $375,000 and $455,000 in the States.
Is this windscreen wiper made out of saffron?
No, but there's a lot of carbon fibre.
Hammond, my bog seat at home is made out of carbon fibre. It didn't cost 340,000 quid.
For comparison, this positioned the LFA among established supercar royalty from Ferrari, Lamborghini and Porsche. Beyond the bespoke engineering, Lexus applied upscale design touches, tightly tailored cockpit, surface ornamentation, references centuries-old Japanese steel sword techniques, other interior metallic accents mimic samurai armor craftsmanship. This masterful attention to detail extended even to unseen areas. Lexus applied a glossy coat of paint along the entire underside of the car. With so much exotic technology and hand-finished luxury, the LFA proudly earned its place among supercar elite. In addition to excelling on the streets, the LFA enjoyed racing victories, which further cemented its capabilities. Lexus raced specifically prepped LFAs during grueling 24-hour endurance challenges like the Nürburgring and Fuji Speedway. Not only did LFA prototypes record top lap times, but they also demonstrated reliability by reaching the finish line under maximum stress conditions. Before production specification was finalized, Lexus engineers even raced camouflaged LFA test mules. This allowed valuable track data to fine-tune acceleration, braking, grip levels, and more. Risking prized hand-built prototypes paid big dividends towards overall development, and after launch, privateer teams continued campaigning LFAs with great success. This included podium finishes in prominent competitions like Super GT Series in Japan. Given its technological advancements and racing competence on display, one may wonder why Lexus capped the LFA's production at just 500 cars. Well, firstly, exclusivity preserves desirability and strengthens the brand's value. But aside from marketing mystique, the handcrafted LFA construction process also played a role, limiting quantities. Lexus worked with racing partners Yamaha to manufacture the vehicle's bespoke components. This included things like the CFRP chassis and high-value V10 engine. Specialized facilities had to be set up specifically for low-volume production using Formula One construction techniques, and Lexus technicians required extensive retraining to handle these exclusive materials. Such unavoidable constraints meant only 500 vehicles was feasible, not to mention the expense of producing such a masterpiece. Lexus would lose money on the LFA project, but that was fine. It was never intended to be a moneymaker. It was a demonstration of Lexus might, designed to elevate the brand and bring focus to their money-making line of cars. Of course, those limiting factors created scarcity, which has only intensified demand today. Second-hand LFAs now sell for over twice the original MSRP, and with such a limited pool, spotting an LFA in the wild has become an automotive bird-watching worthy of supreme admiration. In the decades since LFA examples rolled off the production line, Lexus is committed to another limited supercar, the forthcoming electrified Sport. Scheduled as a 2025 model year launch, expectations are justifiably high. How does the LFA's legacy impact this upcoming halo car? For starters, the LFA demonstrated that high performance and luxury can beautifully coexist under the Lexus banner without diluting either. We also witnessed Lexus's willingness to fiercely innovate, even summoning unconventional solutions like partnering with Yamaha. The resulting LFA carried technology that rivals are only now integrating. This drive to keep pressing forward persists with Lexus, and the LFA's masterful designs and bespoke engineering set lofty precedents that the brand still measures itself against today. As their first supercar, the LFA holds an immortal spot in Lexus Lexus's origin story as a world-renowned luxury car maker. So while the limited edition LFA, capped at 500 units, seemed shocking over 10 years ago, it pioneered an appetite for exclusive Lexus performance models of the future. So what do you think? Is the Lexus LFA worthy of its halo car status? And do you like the Lexus as much as you like this video? Let us know in the comments. You can also check out some of our other videos over on the channel, or these ones popping out to my right. And be sure to subscribe to the channel for more great content just like this.